Okay, real quickly, I want to talk about two different types of goods. And essentially, we make these differentiation between the types of goods because they do different things for our economy. And for whatever reason, I did the first one I'll talk about on the bottom. So let's look at consumer goods. Okay, consumer goods are just goods that are produced to be used for everyday life. My hat, my glasses, my shirt, my watch, my markers, all of it. These are just for consumers to use, to enjoy, for their benefit. The car that I drove to work, all of these things. Basically, everything that you own is a consumer good unless you own a business. All right? If you don't own a business, which I do not, then everything I buy is basically a consumer good. Okay? Like examples would be clothes, phones, markers, iPods, backpacks, coffees, whatever. Capital goods are different. Capital goods, sometimes we call them capital investment goods. Capital goods are goods that used by goods to be used to make other goods and a production of other things. Essentially, businesses use capital goods to make other stuff. Okay? So capital goods are used by businesses in the production of something else. That doesn't mean that everything that businesses own is a capital good, but what it does mean is that they buy certain goods that help them produce and make money. Examples would be like at Toyota, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of like robotic arms that move around, like automation. Those automated machines are all capital goods. Okay? If you've been driving on the interstate or on the highway and you see those giant like Caterpillar earth movers and those road flattening things, all of those are capital goods that these contractors are using to make money, right? They don't really have any consumer use, right? No one drives to Hardee's in their earth mover, but it is something that you use in the production of building a road, right? If you're a farmer, tractors and combines are used to grow your food, to put your product out. Those don't have consumer, real necessities, but they do have business reasons. Industrial ovens. If you work at a restaurant, or if you work at a place that makes tons and tons of foods for consumers, then those industrial ovens would be a capital good. If you just have a giant house and have a really big oven and you don't sell that stuff, it's not. But if you are selling it, then that becomes a capital good. Work trucks. Your car can be a capital good if you're using it like as a work truck. That is to say, if you're a plumber and you keep all your goods, you keep all your tools in there, you keep some pipe fitting stuff in there. My car doesn't count. Just because I drive it to work doesn't mean it's a capital good. If you own a truck and let's say you have a yard service, like a lawn service where you do landscaping and mowing and stuff, then like let's say you have a zero-turn mower, then that would be considered a capital good. If you just have a lot of land and you have a zero-turn mower, then that's not a capital good. So some things can be consumer or capital. It just depends on why you're using them. But if you own a pickup truck and you own a zero-turn mower and you have a business where you go to different places and mow, then those things become capital goods because you're using them to make your money. You're using them in the production of your business. If you are an owner-operator and you of like a big rig, right? Like if you have a semi-truck, then that is a massive capital good because you're using that to make money if you own it. If you work for a place, if you're a truck driver and you work for a place, you don't own your truck, let's say you work for UPS, you're driving a truck, that truck is a capital good. And the more capital goods we have, the more stuff our economy can produce. So we want to make capital goods. Consumers of goods are nice because it's what we're going to use and wear and have coffee and stuff. I don't drink coffee, but others do. Then those would be examples. Like I love milk. Milk is a consumer good. All right. I wish it was a capital good. It's not. Okay. But if you own a business and there's specialized things you use, if you go to a barbershop, right? So if you go to a barbershop and you sit in those chairs, they like hit the thing and you bounce up, that's a capital good. They have specialized scissors that are way sharper. That's a capital good. If you go to get your car or truck worked on, they have hydraulic lifts. Well, that's a capital good. They're using those to make money. They tend to have a lot more tools mechanics do than most people do because they have to use those. Those tools become capital goods. The tools that I have at home are not capital goods. No one's paying me to fix anything, right? But my car is literally at the shop right now, and they're going to use a hydraulic lift, and I pray to God it's not my catalytic converter because that means that guy's going to make a lot of money off of me. Those are examples of capital goods and consumer goods. It's just important to know it because we want to know what we want to produce and we don't want to produce. We want to produce capital goods in America because those produce jobs that make more money, are higher skill jobs. We don't necessarily want to produce a bunch of consumer goods because those consumer goods just aren't that expensive. They don't pay that much. So we tend to have other countries' workers make those because it's cheaper labor. All right.